Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy T's, the Get Right Podcast, season 2, pull up season. You already know what it is, man. I got my boy Rod, the Brain Trust. What's happening?
What up, though?
Mr. Misconception, DC, aka. Go ahead, bro. Put them
It's your
all out
boy
there.
DC in the place to be. Shout out to the 80s, man.
Oh, that shit never gonna die.
Never.
Man, never gonna die, bro. But we're gonna go from the 80s right now to 2022, though, man, real quick. One of the things I've been peeping, and I actually listened to the whole album the other day because it's a short spin, you know what I'm saying? But some new music came out. Ari Lennox, Jid, John Legend. I just finished listening to that Ari Lennox because it was a quick listen. Not bad album, man. I do hear it more and more and more since she's been out, the Erykah Badu comparison, but it's not a bad comparison. But if you ain't heard it, you know, besides the song Pressure, we all heard that. But she got it's decent. It's just something you can play in the background, man, like while you working or whatever the case may be. It wasn't a bad album. John Legend, the legend himself. I only heard a few tracks so far. I know DC had threw that our way. I don't got no verdict on that, bro. And I don't have a verdict on Jid, man. I like him, but sometimes I feel like he's one of those guys, almost like, you know, on with sports, whatever your favorite sport is. You like, man, he really, really good, but he don't give 100% all the time. I wish he would put more effort into it because he's just really, really that dope, and he knows he's really, really that good, so he just don't give 100% all the time. That's what I think of Jid, man, and I'm not trying to say that as a shade. There's just, I know he can go harder, but sometimes you could tell he intentionally takes his foot off the gas, which I don't understand.
Yeah, I think with anybody though, production is key, right? There is no
That could be it too.
there's no artist. I don't care how dope you are, where if your production is not up to par all the time, you're just not going to be that person, right? Again, nothing against him. I think he can rap. I think he makes dope music.
Oh, he
But
spit.
he don't get the best production at all times, in my opinion.
Yeah, so first off, it's not Jid, bro. It's
J.I.
JID. Like, put some
Hey,
respect
bro.
on that man's name, bro.
I call him Jid, bro. I've been telling him Jid forever, and I know he go by JID. It's just Jid, bro.
Yeah, it's JID.
And,
But
you know, jumped in dirt. Said that in a bar. But anyway,
JID, man. So the album, I ain't gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. I'm a big JID fan, bro. But I think this album, you know the thing about JID, bro? JID is better for a verse than a song. You know what I'm saying? Like if he features, bro, he's gonna destroy it. If he's on somebody else's song, he's gonna kill it. But it seems like whenever he gets his own, not even all of his projects, because he did what is like Leonardo DiCaprio, something like that, with some kind of DiCaprio themed album. That was hard. But this one here, bro, yeah, the production, it wasn't there. Even the hooks, like some of the hooks was kind of like, what were you aiming for on this one? It almost seems like he doesn't want to get too big. That's kind of what the album sounds
you
like.
see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You
It
see what I'm
sounds
saying?
like-
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
The album, it felt like I'm gonna put this out because I have to, but I don't want to go platinum. I
I'm
just wanna be a
contractually
backpack rapper.
obligated because
Yeah.
Jermaine Cole said I had to do it.
Yeah, it just feels like I want to be a backpack rapper. I don't want to get too big. I just want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the album was disappointing, bro. And I'm mad because I've been looking forward to a JID album for a long time. I would say he is definitely my favorite Dreamville artist outside of Cole.
Mhm.
To me,
I ain't
he's the
gonna lie, I
best.
like Bozzy.
Who?
Yo, Bozzy, Bass.
Oh,
Like, I really,
yeah, he's all right to me. He's mad to me. My thing is JID, Kaz, even though Kaz only put out one really good, he put his first album to me was so dope. I put him up there, but ever since every project he dropped after has been lackluster. But his debut to me was so hard that it just put him up there. But JID to me, I got JID, Earth Gang. I really like Earth Gang. Kaz, and I'll put Bass at the bottom, or Baz or Baz. I don't know how you say his name, but I I don't understand how he has a career, to be honest with you, bro. Like,
bro, he nice, bro. And I guess here it goes back to your production, right? Because he has better production.
he does have better production. I'll get,
So
he has a better ear for a beat, but he's gonna completely like tear the beat up, as in like he's just not gonna do it right. Whatever he does is just like, this beat is great. How can I make it worse? You know what I'm saying?
wait, man,
That's
stop
what he
that,
does.
bro.
Yeah, I'm not big into Dreamville like that. I don't even know the names of these cats outside of JID and Ari Lennox, bro. Like outside of that, it's like, I'll let y'all speak on that piece. But
Yeah. You're right. As a crew, if you compare them to the others like QC or I can't think of many rap crews out really anymore.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because all I can really think of is QC and Dreamville. Well, in TDE,
nah, they just lost Kendrick, so
and they
that's
lost Kendrick.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's they big. That's the cash cow right there. I mean, you still got Schoolboy and J Rock and SZA, but I don't know if they're gonna carry it like
Sir,
K Dot.
sir over there still.
Sir. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sir.
yeah,
He
yeah,
overdue too. He overdue, by the way.
He
He
is
overdue.
overdue. He is overdue for sure.
yeah,
I'll say TD is probably the most consistent
for
crew out there.
for
And then
sure.
behind them, I'll put QC. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, you QC, like whether you like it or not, they got City Girls, they got Amigos, they got Lil Baby. I don't like them, but they got Yachty. You know, they don't really miss, bro. QC don't really miss like that, and they know their lane, and they stay in it. They ride it. They for the streets. They for the wretchedness, and they own it, bro. They own it, and they got Lil Baby now, bro. And like I'm gonna tell you, bro, Lil Baby about to be one of them ones. He
I
about to be
think
one of them ones.
he already is, man.
Yeah.
He
I
already
agree.
is.
Yeah,
And he's a shocker too, because the first track I remember listening to was the one with Drake when
Me too.
the wham 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 the baby.
Yeah.
I'm like,
What is this?
what is this? This is
Right.
trash. But
Yeah.
Oh,
he
that was.
surprised me.
Oh, I mean, I heard Baby before all of that, man. He was doing stuff with Offset. He did.
See,
Southside. Southside was something that I gravitated to. He had this song called Southside, and I was like, man, that dude was straight.
Yeah, I'm
But,
with Rod. It wasn't until he did the song with Drake that he even showed up on my radar. And then after that, I did find myself listening to some of the stuff like prior to. But I was not a fan of Lil Baby, bro. Like he was a
I
mumble
remember.
rapper.
I was like, hey, bro, Baby be spitting. You be like, man, no, he don't. I'm like, no, Baby be
I said
spitting.
that. I did
And
say
I
that.
and I remember you was like, yo, I got my Apple TV on, bro. And I just seen the lyrics on the screen. And I was like, I told you, bro.
Yeah.
I like he be talking, bro. I like he be talking, bro.
Yeah, Lil Baby be spitting. I'll admit it. He be spitting. And he just got better. I feel like he got better over time, honestly. Like he put out some decent stuff, I guess, when he first came out. But clearly, I think that he's somebody who really he worked on his craft. You got some rappers, man, they just, I'm hot, I can put something out or whatever. And like Lil Uzi Vert, for example, I've never been a fan of Lil Uzi Vert, but I don't think he's grown at all as an artist. Like a few people that was grown that I didn't like when they first came out, Lil Baby and Lil Durk. I was not rocking with Lil Durk, bro. But Lil Durk has grown on me. I went back and listened to his old stuff, and I do not listen to his old stuff. I listen to his new stuff, man. He just grown as an artist to me. And same thing with Lil Baby. I think he's just grown, and I'm interested to see where his career goes. You know, I'm interested. He's got an album coming out, I think, later this year. So I'm interested to see, how that goes.
For sure. I'm gonna send y'all a clip too of a Lil Baby. Y'all probably seen it, so let me know if you have. But it was a clip
about the awards.
Yeah, about the award show.
This is the best clip I ever seen, bro.
Yeah.
It was dope. Yeah, and that's another thing, man. He just speaks with a level of maturity that you don't expect from, I hate to say, one, a street rapper, and two, just somebody that young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that man, he's no dummy.
Look at his circle though.
I mean, he's in the same
himself with. I mean, no. Like
he was
you got QC.
I'm about to say he was in Thug Circle though before, right?
It was. But like, cause even Gunna talked about it. They said because Gunna was like, yeah, Baby used to be in the studio all the time. He just did rap. You know, he might rap with us, but he never put nothing down. But he changed the circle, bro. Like, look at who he like when he talks about, he's like, man, Jay, man, you heard what Jay said on this verse? You heard what Jay or you heard what Wayne said? Like he's listening and studying those dudes and how they move, bro. The DJ Khaled's, bro. Like he on a different wavelength, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For his age group and his group. Like he on a
Yeah.
different wavelength, man. He's gonna be that. He wants to be one of those guys. Like, yeah, I came from the streets, but this is how I think it. Because I'm a
Yeah.
business now. Like you can tell if you know, God forbid something happened, bro. Like that would be detrimental to QC, bro. That's
Yeah.
like a big and a pop, like for that label, because he is the transition artist where he can be street, but you see him commercial. Man got Rockstar energy drink sponsored. You see what I'm saying? Like he's transitioning, you know,
yeah.
into a global brand, and so that's what makes him unique, man.
Yeah, he actually that clip you talking about, Rod, is part of a documentary. He has a documentary on Amazon Prime. Where it basically talks about his life from when he grew up, how he came up in the hood and started trapping and whatnot. They said they called him a little baby because he was a young dude, but he used to always hang with older guys. He was always the youngest,
Right?
In the, he was out there when he jumped off the porch. He was always the youngest, hanging out with grown men, and that's how he got the name Little Baby. And they just talked about his rise and how he transitioned from the streets. He talked about Young Thug was interviewed. He said he used to give him tens of thousands of dollars to try to get him to stop doing, just get out the street, to stop getting street money. And because he knew that, the dude was different and had talent and whatnot. So like they had been trying to pull him out of the street for years before he said he went to prison finally. And I think he sat down for maybe a couple of years or something like that. And when he was in prison, he decided, okay, let me switch it up a little bit. And he started rapping. And he said he didn't like it. He didn't want to rap because he wasn't making no money. He's like, man, like I might do a show, and he had to do a promo tour. He's like, I'm doing promo for free. He said I could have been making $20,000 a day, and like they had to convince him to just stick with it, and the money was gonna come. And I'm like, wow, bro.
Like, yeah, I heard Thug say that before, man. I need to watch that documentary.
It's dope. It's about an hour. It's a good hour of your time, man. Yeah. It gave me another appreciation for him, honestly.
You look at him different, bro. Like you see the clips, like you said, you see these clips where he's hanging with certain people and how he talking. He's like, bro, he get it. Like you see him move with paparazzi. Like, hey man, what you think about DC? Man, no comment, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not that man. Talk to that man. Like he says things like that. Like, bro, don't try to insert me in somebody else's business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the media does, bro. Because it's a fellow artist or whomever in your genre, and they're like, hey man, what you think about Jay, bro? With that skin? Bro, talk to that man. Like he does not insert himself like that, bro. He knows how to move. Yeah, he knows how to move, bro.
Yeah, I dig him, man. I dig him, man. I really like this track that got the pound cake beat. I don't know the name of it.
Right I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that joint. I'll be like, okay. Like he is definitely probably. Well, I'm not gonna say probably. He's definitely top 5 of rappers that I thought was trash that has convinced me that they're not. He might be number 1.
Yeah.
that first verse, I'm telling you, I was like, what is this? What am I listening to? And why does Drake on this? Because Drake jump on a lot of stuff of people that probably weren't the hottest, and then all of a sudden now they are after Drake. So shout out to Drizzy, because he's not afraid to jump on the track. Like again, first time I heard Future, I know that's your boy DC. When the first time I heard the Future
Tony Montana
track,
remix,
Tony Montana, I was like, why is Drake on this? Who is this guy? This is trash. I'm still not the biggest Future fan, but I don't think he's trash anymore. When I first heard him, I thought he was trash on that song. I know he was out before that. Migos, Versace.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? Drake was on it. I'm like, again, why are you on here? Now look, Migos, or I guess it's not the Migos anymore, but at the time, the Migos were probably the biggest group out. Now it's, I guess they split or whatever, but still fire. You know what I mean? So shout out to Drake, man, because for whatever reason, he got an ear for getting on something, and he sees it before we see it. So I wonder if he's going to be a good not A&R, but a good
Like executive, no. I'm gonna say no.
executive.
I'm gonna say
Probably
no,
not.
bro.
I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. And the reason I say that is because he has a label, and he has a label with real talent, and like I feel like the amount of talent he has on his label for them not to be as known as they are.
Hmm.
Like for example, Magic Jordan, they're kind of like an R&B pop type electronic music type of group.
Yeah, they
I
nice
feel
though. I like them,
exactly, but
but they
who
don't get
knows
that
them?
notoriety.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody knows them. You know what I'm saying? Party Next Door.
Hmm.
I think he has a dude that's Afrobeat Popcorn. He
Division.
got bro. He got some talent on his label that like Division. We already
Hmm.
talked about what I thought was the best R&B albums ever.
Hmm.
So but he's got real talent on his label, but like nobody is like popping like that. And this is my thought about Drake, man. Drake has the ear. Drake has the power to change your life and blow your career up,
Hmm.
but Drake is still an artist, meaning Drake is still gonna be about Drake. Like he's
For
not.
sure.
I don't see him like fading into the background to let
Yeah.
somebody else shine.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a knock on him. It's just he's an artist, and he probably should not be in the boardroom or what have you. He should just be an artist and just blow people up for as long as he can. Because I think that's his niche. He's like,
Yeah.
look, I'll jump on this song with you, Migos. I'll jump on this song with you, Thug. I'll jump on this song with you, insert unknown rapper, Lil Baby.
Hmm.
But then it's on you to do the work. I'll jump on
Hmm.
this song with you. Then it's on you to do the work, Future. And
For sure.
to their credit, they did the work and they blew them up. And the people took advantage because there's some artists that didn't. If you remember, going up
Oh,
on a
I am
Tuesday,
McConan.
yeah,
yeah. He
he
was
jumped on that
terrible.
song. He was terrible.
He
He
was
was
terrible.
horrendous, and Drake blew him up, and he went right back to being terrible. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So like, that's on them.
Yeah, but and Rod, that track was in a minute. That little baby. But that,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
pound cake
Yeah. Yeah.
sample was just
Yeah.
ridiculous, though, man. But Rod. So did you hear that John Legend yet? How you feeling about it?
I don't listen to John Legend to be honest with you, so
Ooh.
I probably won't hear it.
Yeah, I like John Legend, but I haven't had a chance to listen to this one. I know I shot it to y'all, but bro, I ain't
I'm
even
three
listened
tracks
to it.
in. I'm 3 tracks in. His first track opens up with Rose on there, so take that for what you will.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, so, like I said, I can't. It's too early.
Yeah,
Too
Yeah.
early.
Yeah. I haven't really listened to a Legend album since the first one, which he
you
had a
know,
couple tracks on there. Well, I still would rock with, but his sound just not for me.
yeah. John Legend is hit or miss to me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
there's some albums I'm like, oh man, this is it. And there's some that was like, oh, I listened to it once just to say I did. I never come back to it.
Mind you,
You
it's a
know,
double. Mind you, it's a double disc
Nah,
or
that's
or, or,
too
a, or a digital double.
too many songs for John Legend. Like he should never do a double disc.
it's funny. I haven't listened to
I'm
it
just
yet, but
letting
I
you
was
know.
actually thinking that as I was scrolling through, I was like, bro, there's a lot of music, John. Like, I don't know about this one, bro. Like, I'm a fan, but this might be a bit much. But we'll see. I'm gonna get a chance to dive into it, and I can
Yeah,
speak on it.
I'm gonna give it a whole spin, man. So we'll see.
You
It's only
know,
an hour. It's only a little over an hour long. So I mean, the songs aren't that long for it to be that much
okay,
music.
that's encouraging.
Well, it was
And
encouraging to me. That's why I'm sharing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay, like I can't, because I was like, I'm not gonna sit here for 2 hours. Nope. That was like my first thought. Like, I can't. No, nope.
so while we're on the topic and you said the name Rose, um, obviously Khaled put out a album and the, the
God did.
the title track, right, is probably the most talked about. Because anytime you put Jay on the track, and especially with Wayne and Ross, that should get hype, right? That should get some publicity.
Yeah,
And the big talk is about Jay-Z's verse. And there's a lot of Jay-Z haters out there that think Jay is overrated. I know quite
Yeah.
a few.
Since when he was quote unquote active and not
Yeah,
retired,
yeah.
people didn't like him.
Jade is my guy, right? That's one of my favorite artists of all time. But let's talk about that track, man, because obviously you had, I don't know if you can compare because Jay's verse was 4 minutes versus I don't know if 4 minutes was Wayne and Ross's verse combined, but Jay obviously stole the show. Some people say the verse was trash. There's no way I can call it trash. I don't think it was his best flow ever. It was more like a talking, like I'm talking through the track, which Jay does a lot now in his older years. But what he was spitting, bro, what he's saying, it's factual, and you can't knock him for that. Like, talk your talk, Jay. You know what I mean? And I rock with the verse for sure. I rock with the whole song. I didn't mind Ross verse. I didn't mind Wayne verse. Um, Obviously, like I said, Jay was legendary as usual. But that's what it's supposed to be when you get heavy names on your track. And he had your boy John on there too, and he didn't do nothing to the song to me. But
Yeah,
I think overall, it was a good listen for me.
yeah, I agree. John could have been left off, and I
Yeah,
like John Legend, but
Oh,
they
it's
had
towards the at the end.
they had other
That was
I don't know
cool.
the other guy singing who I don't know
That
his
was
name.
fire. Yeah, the other dude that was singing, that was
Yeah,
like the perfect, like the tone, the melody, like that was on point, man. But that song has been getting actually dragged through the mud, which is crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, Ross, man, his voice, man. DC, you said it season 1, bro. It does seem like he's like that WWE character. He's always on.
yeah,
mhm,
That, bro, just his tone, his voice, bro. Like it hyped me up. Like at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just how he delivers, man. His voice is his best instrument, and yeah, that and then it switched over to Wayne, and Wayne talked his talk. You know what I mean? And Jay's gonna talk his talk, man. But yeah, everything's factual, bro. That's what Jay does, man. A lot of people may not like Jay now or even then because Jay don't speak to what's relatable to them. He's telling you what's going on in the world and what he's doing and how he's navigating through that shit. And what a lot of people miss is just the blueprint. We know it. It's the book decoded. All these things. He's like, I've been just trying to tell y'all through my lyrics. Some people grabbed it, and some people was like, "Nah, I want to hear that ignorant stuff." But Jay said, "Go listen to my old shit. If that's what you want, if that's what you want. It's a catalog for you, but that's not who I am right now." So I think that's why he gets a lot of, I would say, hate more than ever to this day, though for sure.
yeah. Well, Jay is, the younger crowd and rap in general is a young man's sport. You know what I mean? Like, the sounds are so different that I wouldn't expect Jay to relate to somebody that's in a late teens, early 20s. You know what I mean? Like, Jay's, unless you just a hip hop head and love the history behind it and love the legendary artists that have come before you, you're probably not going to listen to it. Like, again,
Right.
it's probably going to be like DC in the 80s, bro. Like, it's just not going to appeal to you. But for somebody who, like, the thing that concerns me, not even concern, that drives me nuts, is like, how did you grow up with Jay? Like, in my era, you're my age, and y'all still like, he's overrated, he's not good. And I'm like, I know music is subjective, but how is your ear not hearing the double and triple entendres that he do on a daily basis? Like, that just blows my mind that you can grow up with Jay and not think he's should be in the argument of being one of the greatest. There's a lot of people that don't think he should even be in the argument.
yeah. I'll be honest, bro. Whenever I hear somebody, I don't even take them serious, bro. Like
Hmm.
I can't take anybody serious who does not put Jay in the convo. Now, whether he's your goat or not, that's fine because
Hmm.
Nas is my goat, and
Hmm.
y'all know what it is. But for me to say like Jay's not in the conversation, or if somebody were to say like say Rod said Jay was the goat, bro, I'm not even gonna argue with that.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like now, if you said like Biggie, I would probably argue that because I'm like, can't nobody be the goat when you drop 2 albums. But
True. True.
and it's unfortunate his untimely death, but I mean facts are facts. But as far as this verse goes, bro, like the man was that man was teaching. That
Hmm.
man was teaching. on that thing. He was bragging, he was teaching, he was preaching all in one, and he was entertaining. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, music is here to entertain. You know what I'm saying? And so he does all of that in 4 minutes, bro. I think the verses they just got better and better. Ross's verse was
Mm-hmm.
good. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with it, but Wayne came on and his verse was better.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wayne's verse was good. He talked about how he said something face tats, face facts. I don't know. Basically, he's talking about how he birthed the whole generation, something like that. You
Which
know
is
what
Yeah,
I'm
he
fact.
said,
saying?
yeah, he said face facts of, he said face test, face facts. I'm the raps of Apex.
Yeah,
Which,
you know what I'm saying. So
which is facts.
it's super facts. And
Yeah.
then, but then Jay came and he just blew it all out the water.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the triple. I think there was a couple quadruple entendres in there. And so, bruh, anybody who says that verse wasn't dope, you might not say you loved it or whatever. But if you don't say that verse is dope, I just gotta question your hip hop acumen. I
Mm-hmm.
have to question. I can't look at you the same. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? Because like he just has so many things. There's some references that I didn't get at first until later on. Like he said something talking about the Farrakhan interview.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I think you should keep quiet, bruh. Like when he said it at first, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, a little pause for effect. But I didn't even realize that he was referring to a real interview where Farrakhan really said you should be quiet, and he
Mm-hmm.
paused, just like Farrakhan. What are we talking about, bruh? What are we talking about? Like, in like,
Yep.
cause I want like there's some clip, and maybe y'all shared it in the group or whatever. Like this dude did like a news clip where he broke down the whole verse from start to finish, and they actually played clips of the interview.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, like there's just no way, man. And then I would say this has got to hold like maybe some kind of world record for the longest, most factual verse ever, because
Right.
literally there was no lies
Right.
or exaggeration, because all rappers exaggerate, Jay included. But bruh, I would say that was the only verse I've heard that go that long, that it was actually factual and it was entertaining. Because there's others that probably put out some facts and some bars and whatnot, but you also want to skip it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For
Like this
sure.
is one where you're not hitting skip. It's all facts. It's wordplay. It's teaching, and it was an amazing verse to me. It's candidate for verse of the year. But I'm an old head at this point. I think we all kind of old heads at this point, so we might be a little bit biased. And speaking of old heads, um, Rod, you was saying that Jay might kind of be like how I see 80s rap. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I don't think Jay is ever gonna be like that, bro, because I feel like Jay-Z is the first rapper to make the legacy act cool. Like other genres, like Kiss, for example, the rock band,
Mm-hmm.
bro, they still touring off of albums they did in the 70s, bro, and they selling
Mm-hmm.
out arenas, not even little clubs and stuff, arenas.
Yeah,
Facts.
And with
that's
rap,
yeah.
it doesn't work that way, bro. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
showing up for no LL Cool J, and
Yep.
he's a legend. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nobody's showing up for no Run DMC, bro. But bro, Jay can still pack out stadiums, dog.
Yeah.
Nas might not pack out a stadium, but he's still doing big venues.
For
I feel
sure.
like these 90s rappers, bro, we are getting to a point where we are starting to have like legacy acts that are still cool and it's still
Yeah,
relevant. And my
J
daughter
Stadium
listens to
status.
Jay-Z. Yeah, my daughter listens to Jay-Z. Now she's not sitting
Mm-hmm.
there listening all the time, but on
Mm-hmm.
her playlist, she got one or two Jay-Z songs.
Mm-hmm.
And she 19. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that he's the first legacy act to make getting older cool and rap,
For
because rap
sure.
is a young man sport, just like you
Yeah.
said. He's doing a lot, bro, for the culture, man. And this verse is for the culture. That verse was for the culture.
He is, and I hate because we got all. I hate to make that comparison, but the fact that it has to be, Jay is pretty much like a Jordan of a sense. We know Jordan ain't played for years, but guess what? People still buy shoes. Shoes
Mm-hmm.
still keep coming out,
Yeah.
and like you will see people on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, right? That drop, here go that drop, and that's what Jay is, because he's not dropping no albums, but his verses are like those shoes.
Yep.
We gonna talk about it. We about to listen to it. So and so drop. The Get Right podcast just dropped a single featuring Jay Z. They gonna listen to it, not for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
His,
Yep.
his name hold weight, right? And I think DC, you hit it on the head when you said he's the first legacy act that made getting old seem cool. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because I was watching the Math Hoffa podcast, My Expert Opinion, and I don't know if it was the one with because they doing the series now where Punch on there, Punch from TDE, which I watch faithfully. Shout out to the Math Hoffa podcast, but
They dope.
yeah, it's dope to me. The artist they have on there is dope, but they had Punch on there and they were talking about different things, and Mech, who is he's an A&R. He was talking about how when hip hop was first coming up, like the execs were like, y'all can keep that because y'all throw y'all legends away. You know what I mean? Or he said y'all push them overseas. So back then, like all the legends only performed overseas because nobody was buying them in the States
That's true.
because they're old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's true, bro. Like we don't pay homage to our legends. Like again, you have Beatles fans and you know, uh ACDC. I don't know these names, bro. ACDC and all these cats.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili
Red
Peppers. Like
Nick, yeah, bro.
people
What's that?
faithfully.
No, not Nirvana. But
Nah, Kurt Cobain.
he
died,
was
bro.
Nirvana, bro. So yeah.
Yeah.
But Red Hot Chili Peppers, Guns N' Roses.
You know,
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner. Like you get these legendary acts that can continue to go on from generation to generation, and fathers teach them, hey, this is Fleet. He's a drummer. You drum like Fleet, so they know these acts. Where us, it's like, who's the next hottest? You know what I mean? And we're probably the only genre that's like that, and hopefully Jay is changing that. Like people, Nas is heading that way too. He's not to the level of Jay, but by him getting with Hit Boy, I think that has introduced him to a younger crowd. And people know who Nas is, but I don't think he was getting the notoriety that a Jay would get.
No, Hit Boy revived his career. I'm a Nas fan, but I gotta keep it a buck. I mean, Nas, he wasn't. That's my man's, but he wasn't making nothing new that was relevant. Hit Boy breathed. He gave him a second career, actually third career, really, because Nas done fell off a few times in his career.
For sure.
But Hit Boy brought him back to life. Got him his first Grammy, bro. This man was over 40 years old getting his first Grammy.
Mm-hmm. Crazy, man. You don't see that ever,
bro.
No.
I mean, we've gotten to the corner. We ain't turned it yet, but we've gotten to the corner though.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out, man. But I thought that was interesting that you brought up that point that he's the first legacy act that truly continues to stay relevant, even when he's talking about something that's not relevant to what the youth is talking about at this moment. So that's dope, man. But on another note, since we're talking about the Math Hoffa podcast, bro, there's an interview that I watched with them and Vlad on one occasion. Because Vlad was heavy into battle rap. So he's always had battle rappers on his platform. And I'm big into the battle rap community, so I still watch it. It's gun bars, but for whatever reason, it's entertaining to me. So he always have battle rappers on there. So I like to see that, Mav Hoffa bring him back on. He brought Adam 22 from No Jumper back on there. And one of the things that's consistent about those two, and I guess it almost ties into another thing that we can chat on briefly, but this term culture vulture, right? Like, what does that mean to y'all, man? Like culture vulture, because we like to throw it out a lot for anyone that doesn't look like us, that kind of invades our territory, man. Like, why do we quickly label someone a culture vulture? Because they look a different way. And those two are notorious for being named culture vultures. And I say it's unwarranted, but what say you?
I say, I mean, that culture vulture thing really came from obviously first that we are the culture, right? What I mean by that is fashion, music, um, how we move through society, and then it gets imitated by folks who don't look like us, and then monetized, right? Like Polo, if we probably were never talking about Ralph Lauren Polo before the Gucci and all that other stuff. You know, the Trick Daddies. Everybody was talking about Polo. I mean, we increased that net worth of Ralph Lauren immensely, right? Those those culture vulture things that we don't get nothing from it and yada yada yada. But nonetheless, now it's just deemed somebody, Adam 22, can interview us. It might be a controversial interview, and now he's deemed a culture vulture because he doesn't look like us, and the interview became controversial. Yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit in my book because at the end of the day, like, um, no one's being we if we go on Adam 22 show No Jumper or whatever Flad TV, like we went on there because we were asked to go. We could have easily
Mm-hmm.
said no. We could have easily said nah, whatever the case may be. So I think we gotta one, our culture gotta stop uh cutting us slack on some shit when it's our fault too. Like don't overgloss some stuff that's on us just because someone outside of our culture, you know, has a platform about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on that, man. Like we throw that word out, those two words out now just because we can easily throw it out there as a defense mechanism. So that's my take on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. One thing, and DC, I'll let you jump in, but I don't know if Polo would. We probably helped Polo, but I think Polo they they did pretty damn good by themselves, bro.
All day.
and
Oh
and
no, not
and
saying they wasn't struggling. They was not
uh,
struggling. But we damn same thing with Tommy Hilfiger. Like we popular, you know, Gucci, all this shit, bro. Like we popularized this shit so much. You know what I'm saying? And then we get mad when they go, oh man, they just came out with this design because we did that. But what we need to do is lock in on our own shit and just push it. That's a whole nother topic though. You know what I'm saying? I think DC said it. We're gonna have to come back with another Black of the Berry series. But that's
for
a whole
sure,
nother topic though. But
for sure.
Yeah, man. You know, definitely there's culture vultures out there, bro. Like it's a real thing. It's a real
Mm-hmm.
thing. I could
oh
think
yeah.
of a few people who, you know, over the years, I would say were culture vultures. I would say Vanilla Ice was a culture vulture.
100%.
You know, I would say I feel Post Malone is a culture vulture. I don't like Post Malone, bro. He does rap when he wants to, and he's said some things about hip hop music that I don't
Mm-hmm.
appreciate. I'll never forget. This man said hip hop is for the party, but when you want to feel something real, you listen to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you a vulture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that is not what hip hop is even about. I mean, it is part of that, but it's deeper than that, obviously. And then, shoot, one could argue Mark Wahlberg is a culture vulture, man. Marky Mark
Mm,
and the Funky Bunch. What is
that
that?
yeah, that was different. That was
Yeah, you
different.
know what I'm saying. So there's vultures. You know, another one I would say that could be a culture vulture that nobody talks about.
Elvis.
And yeah, well,
Now
yeah.
that one,
Yeah,
that one.
he's easily a culture vulture. I think that's universally known, especially if you look like us.
Mhm.
It's not universally known. But you said especially if you look like us, that last part. But it's not
Yeah,
though. Because a lot of people
yeah.
will not even do the research to accept the fact.
So I think at this point with Elvis, people know they just don't care. Like at
Yeah.
this point, bro, like everybody knows he didn't come up with it. You ain't nothing but a
Mm.
hound dog. Who doesn't know that at this point? It's just, do you care anymore? And I
Mm-hmm.
think you know, if for his fans, for his fan base, and folks who like him, they don't care that he's a culture vulture. They like him anyway. That's how I feel about it. But the person I was gonna say who I feel is a culture vulture, but never really got that smoke, the owners of And One. But y'all remember the And One mixtapes and the And One the t-shirts and stuff?
Yeah, they got a
Wow. Man, but
they got a
yep, they got a
documentary
documentary.
on Netflix right now. I need to check out.
Yeah. One
Yeah.
could argue that they're culture vultures, bro. Is these, you know, these group of white guys, they put out they start off just making t-shirts that had a bunch of shit talking on them. You know what I'm saying? They did pretty good, but then they wanted to get into, they wanted to basically grow bigger. So they came out with a pair of shoes. Well, at first, they tried to go the NBA route. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, just, you know, get a big time, you know, NBA sponsor and go the traditional route with Nike and Adidas and all them. But that didn't work. And so they ended up going the street ball route. And bro, street ball is black culture. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then so when they first came out, if y'all remember, they had the mixtape and it did pretty good, but it was still one of those things where if you know, you know. It wasn't like
Mm-hmm.
everybody knew about it. And then they went and got this dude, the professor.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember the professor?
Yes.
And mind you, the
I
professor can
still
ball.
follow. I still
Yeah,
follow.
Oh, I was about
Yes.
to
little
say,
white
yeah,
dude,
he's still
nice.
out here. He's
Yeah,
still
he
out here.
nice, bro. Nice with it. And no, no disrespect to him. But bruh, and one blew way up after him. Way up after they brought in the professor. And oh, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
the professor don't look like he belongs in the street, if y'all know. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like you got and one, they blew up and then they fell off. I think they sold the company or something like that, and they ain't been the same since. But I feel that and one is culture vultures, brother. You got guys that created a brand about our culture. They put out tapes about our culture, and they were not of our culture, and they
Mm-hmm.
had no desire to be of our culture. You know what I'm saying? Now I say all that to say this: I don't see Vlad as a culture vulture, and I don't
No.
see Matt Hoffa as a culture vulture, or even Adam 22. None of them guys, because yes, they profit off of it, but I still feel they are of the culture, and you don't have to be black to be of the culture. To me,
Mm.
Thank you,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying? The culture is more than just skin deep.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? So like Vlad, like I'm a big fan of Vlad. A lot of times people say, "Oh, Vlad's the police. He gets people to snitch." Bro, he
He,
interviews people.
mm-hmm.
He asks questions.
He's a journalist.
Yeah, it's for them to answer. It's like what's crazy is
Or
like people
say
got,
no comment, bro. Move on.
and I watch a lot of Vlad interviews. One thing I like about Vlad is he chops up his content. So I never really watch a full Vlad. It's rare that I watch a full Vlad interview from start to finish. But I watch 4 minutes here, 5 minutes there. He chops his clips up a bunch of times, which makes it a lot easier to digest. Which on that note, Noriega needs to do that. Because
Yeah.
bro, Drink Champs is a dope show. But bro, they be like 3 hours long. I'm like, bro, who got
Yep.
time for that? And
Right.
then, or not even have time, who has the energy for that? Like I watched the Murder Inc. when we had Ja and Irv Gotti on it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And it was a dope. It was a dope show, but it took me like a week to watch it though, because I'm like after a while, like I watch it for a while. I'm like, okay, like I can only take so much of this Irv. I need a break. You know what I'm saying? So Nori, chop it up, man. Take a little hint from Vlad. You got great content. You the next one. You the next great podcast, and you look like us. Just chop up your content. But anyway, um, Vlad is not a culture vulture because he'll ask a question and it's up for the person to answer. And he asks a lot of like kind of sensitive questions, and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people say, "Nah, I can't talk about that."
Yep.
And you know what he does? He says, "Okay, move on." He don't press nobody, bro. He never presses anybody to snitch on themselves. Matter of fact, I've seen interviews where he says, "Hey, are you sure you can talk about this?" He'll say it like, "Bro,
Mm-hmm.
I know this is ongoing. Should we just move on, or are we good?" And some rappers be like, "No, let's not talk about it." And some will be like, "No, let's talk about it." Woo, woo, woo. And they snitch on themselves. Bro, one thing we got to stop doing as a people is we got to hold ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't blame a man for putting a microphone in your face and ask for your opinion. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's up to you. Are responsible for the words that come out of your mouth. You're responsible for the actions that you take. And Vlad in particular, because I watch more Vlad than anything else. This man don't press nobody, bro. He doesn't. He don't. He is not that kind of interviewer. He is not a gotcha kind of guy. He just sit and have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to snitch on yourself, he'll let you. But he's not gonna like make you do it or chastise you if you don't do it or nothing like that. And I don't really watch a whole lot of Matt Hoffa. I've seen a little bit of it, but I've never seen that from him either. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They
Yeah.
ask
Well,
about
well,
street
But we
shit.
talking about
well.
Adam though. Adam 22 though,
Adam
bro. He don't
22.
do the
Yeah.
same, man. He don't be like, hey, but what about? Come on, bro. You sure,
Nah,
Yeah.
man? No one's pandering, bro.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Math black, bro. Just so you.
Oh,
Just so
okay. I'm thinking about somebody else. Then.
No, but
Yeah.
I think you're spot on, man. Like, um, both Adam and Mav, like if you love hip hop in general, like hip hop itself was not necessarily just a black thing, right? Because hip hop expanded more than just rap. And even, the Beastie Boys was rapping back in the day,
Man, I was about to say their name too, bro.
but
Shout
you
out to them.
yeah, but you have like a lot of the B-boys were Puerto Rican and white and black. It came in different shades. And again, the graffiti artists, multiple ethnicities that come together. So it's all about your environment, man. I agree. I don't think that Vlad is should be condemned if somebody asks a question and you decide to answer it, bro. It's like, I don't know if y'all seen the clip, and I think this is like a good comparison. But there's a TikTok clip that the dude asks, "What's your body count?" And it's, dude was
Yep,
like,
I
Yeah,
saw that.
yeah,
bruh.
dude was like, is this camera rolling? He was like, yeah. He's like, you know what, F it, about four, but one lived though. And he's like, nah, bro, your body count, like your sexual joints. He's like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's way.
Ooh,
So you know what I mean? It's not my fault if I ask you a question and you decide to be dumb enough to kind of incriminate yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
or ask the question back, like, what exactly are we talking about?
yeah, yeah,
But
you
he
know,
did. He said, "Karen Roller, oh yeah, bro, this and this and this." Now my man ended up being on the Facebook, Instagram saying he got locked up. They're gonna say, "Oh, yo, bro, you never should have did that. Don't be asking these questions and yada yada yada." It's like, bro,
yeah,
how can I not ask these kind of questions?
Yeah.
I
You know,
don't
exactly.
know the
And
Vlad.
answer. You got the choice.
and to Vlad's defense too, like when Vlad has openly said, like, look, there's some things I strictly just didn't put out because, like, even after the fact, if the artist or their management team or whatever come to me and be like, yo, I know this was said, but let's not put that out. He's like, I won't put it out. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like,
Yep.
that's part of being a journalist. And I don't think either one of those guys, him or Adam 22, who again enjoys the culture and is embraced by it, is in the midst of it, should get the flack or the title of culture vulture. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, remember when people used to say Eminem was a culture vulture?
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Not at all.
he
He's
grew
not a
up
culture
he
vulture.
grew up in Detroit, bro.
That
Like,
was that was
come
a
on.
little bit of envy and jealousy because, and a 50 Cent said it better. It got scary because there was someone who didn't look like us that was rapping better than us,
Yeah.
and
Allegedly.
allegedly, but no, like people got intimidated, bro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people got intimidated by that. They're like, oh man, this is a one trick pony with the, hi, my name is. But then you
Hmm.
hear him really spitting in on other people, mixtapes and being featured, and people like, oh, he really got bars. Like he's really
For
like out
sure.
here
Yeah.
washing. He washing cats on their own record.
Yeah.
He a
Hmm.
culture vulture though.
Yeah. And the
Like
thing is, bro, Vlad and Adam 22, bro, like honestly, they ask questions that people want to hear.
Hmm.
Like people want to like I watch the interviews because they ask these questions like, I want to know too. Turn the
Yep.
volume up. So
it
what are we
controversy
talking about?
sells, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, man. And last question I have, and I know we won't spend a lot of time on it, but um, why is it that, like, someone that's, we'll just say it, white, gets labeled as a culture vulture, but if somebody is like Puerto Rican, that's a little different.
Mm,
It's a
like
little
Fat
different.
Joe.
Like Fat Joe,
Let's
right?
go.
Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we saying to
like
say his name, bro. Like he dope.
and I get it low, but Fat Joe grew up in the Bronx, so like he's part of the culture. I'm not saying that, but Fat Joe and Big Pun were like two of the individuals that I can count numerous times they drop a N bomb and nobody thinks twice about it. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
they get a pass. You know what I mean? But if that was like Eminem, hey, his career would be done. Like, why is that?
That's a weird double standard, bro. You're right. You're right. And I've been a part of it, bro. Like I didn't kicked it with some Latinos
Hmm.
and bombs get dropped and I never thought much of it, honestly.
It's the biggest
But I
double
probably
standard
should.
ever, bro. It's the
Um,
biggest double standard ever, and it starts with society, bro, because we know and seen and experience. Where they're like, man, we've been harassed by the police, or we've been looked at and not given the same opportunities because our ethnicities, right? And so we have this common, like, oh man, bro, yeah, bro, That happened to me too. That happened to you too. That happened to your culture. That happened to my culture. And then words just start coming out, right? And we just feel like we're on that same playing field, if that makes sense. But like you said, though, like, yeah, we've had the same experiences, but we still come from different backgrounds and walks of life when you want to really get deep in that history. So, yeah, what is the past? I don't know. It's the biggest double standard probably in minority history. Probably one of the biggest
You
double
said the
standards.
biggest. I don't know
One
if it's. I
of
don't know if. I don't know if it's the biggest double standard, but
one of the biggest
uh,
double standards.
yeah,
In the
because it
minority
can't be
culture.
bigger. It can't be a bigger double standard than the fact that black folks say it. Like,
Right.
that is the
Oh,
biggest double.
that's number one. That's
That's
one.
number
Yeah,
one. That is
That's
number
one
yeah,
one.
and it's one and two.
yeah.
But we just see it as that, bro. Like, but you're right, bro. Any from the Latin community, man, that thing said all the time. It's said all the time amongst them.
Yeah.
Done.
And my guess is, I'm just kind of speculating, is because, black people and brown people, although, we have very similar struggles
Right.
against, what I'm saying, the quote unquote the man. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, not so much slavery, but if you think about, like, the Hispanic population has been, murdered by the millions, in this country. Um, or I should say in this continent, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they have a long history of oppression as well,
Hmm.
similar to us. And they look kind of like us as well, just as far as like skin tone and whatnot. Because, there's other cultures that have been oppressed, but they don't have the right, like, say if you grew up like German Irish, for example, there's some
Hmm.
oppression there, but still you can't drop the N-bomb, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's because we have similar struggles,
Yep.
and we just look more alike. Like, I look more like Jorge than George, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
that's true.
so I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, in some cases you can't tell the difference. Like, especially like if you go Dominican, like,
Right.
and there's a lot of uh what's my man name? I'm drawing a blank. Papa Grande, not Papa Grande. Big Papi. What was his name? David Ortiz
Oh yeah.
from the Boston Red Sox. Like, you couldn't convince me he was something other than
Till
black.
you heard
You
him
know what I
talk.
mean?
Right.
Until you heard him
Right.
talk, right? You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it. But yeah, it's such a weird standard, man. And we might talk about that a little bit more on the Black of the Berry part two, because it's interesting. It's very interesting. But
For sure.
that is a
I was
good take.
man, that's a real question, bro. And I'm pretty sure. And I hope I ain't gonna hope. I know for a fact that question been asked more than once, man. And I would love to have the other side of the fence on there too. You know,
Man.
from their perspective too. Like, like this is how we feel. But I think we nailed it though, with those same struggles and similarities. And it was like, oh, it's just
Yeah.
kind of it's normal. There's a bit of normacy
I
with
got
that.
one more. I got one more culture vulture for you, bro.
Let's go.
Meghan Markle
Wow.
from
Oh, really?
the princess,
Yeah,
the
you think
princess.
so?
Yeah, she's a culture vulture, bro. You serious, bro? She wasn't black until the royal family didn't mess with her. She wasn't black, as in, when I say black, as in she wasn't really claiming it like that, bro. She didn't have no black friends. No, bro. Like, she didn't even really look black, which that should not matter, but more so as identifying with the culture, bro. It wasn't until the royal family didn't mess with her that she embraced the blackness. Then she doing interviews with Oprah, and she's this, that, and the third, and you see her taking pictures with like little black kids and stuff. Like, bro, you ain't never seen that, bro, until the royal family
Man,
didn't mess with her. She's a culture vulture, bro. Yes,
that's a
Meghan Markle.
that's a huge statement. I don't know much about
That's
her, to be honest
big.
with you.
Yeah.
So I didn't know her before then, and I don't follow her after. I don't follow the royal family like that, so I don't know much about her. So I might either have to take your word for it and do some research later, because I don't know. That's a huge
Yeah, man.
statement, though.
Yeah, she is, bro. She is a bro. Like, y'all will see when y'all look it up, bro. Like, she does not. She did not identify. Now, granted, I'm not saying she wasn't black or said she denounced it. She wasn't like a like a Stacey Dash type. You know what I'm saying? She's another culture vulture, but she
Stacey
wasn't
Dash,
as bad as
but
she wasn't as bad as a Stacey Dash, but she did not really. She was not embracing that blackness until she was shunned by the royal family, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, look how they're doing me. I'm black. This is wrong, and then she got a lot of support, but a lot of people called her out on it too, or at least on social media or whatever. Um, yeah,
I
man,
think
culture
because I
vulture.
got to do my research. I think I mean I know what the British stuff and all that. They just didn't want to recognize her because she did have that in her blood, and I believe that's when she started you know going crazy with equality. With no matter what's in my blood, I should be accepted, which is fair, definitely fair. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta do my research. I gotta do my research.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? But dang, he went Meghan Markle.
Yeah, Meghan
Ooh.
Markle, bro. Got to call a spade, man. I'm all about accountability, bro. Everybody's got to be held accountable, man, and she need to go ahead and step to the front. Um,
Woo! Oh,
yeah.
you know who else? Oh, girl, I can't remember her name. You remember? You already know she was the head of the NAACP chapter out there in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
she
was she
stay
pretending to
out.
be black?
Yeah, bro.
You know what's crazy, bro? This gonna sound
Wow.
weird, but I don't know if I would call her a culture vulture,
I
bro.
was about to say that too, because
Really?
she was trying to embrace any struggle that we had too.
She
So
really was, bro. Like, it's kind of weird that that she tried to pass off as black, but from what I saw, she just really wanted to be down with the cause, like to the point to where she faked it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a little weird,
Yeah.
but
I don't think
I probably
Rachel,
wouldn't lump her in
Rachel,
there.
Rachel Dolezal. Rachel
yeah.
Dolezal. Google is your friend. But Rachel Dolezal, man. I don't
But
know, bro.
she really thought she was black though. I mean, look, the struggles
Well,
we go through. If somebody wants to take, because she made herself even look the part,
Right.
and that's different from just saying I'm going to act it. Like, I'm taking steps to look the part, and meaning I'm going to take any smoke that come along with it. So
Yeah.
that's actually pretty damn brave, to be honest with you.
Right. Right. That's I don't know if I can lump her in there, bro.
bruh, I don't know, man. Because people, like I said, the history, I followed that, when that story broke. I was almost about 8 years ago, where, what I'm saying, she didn't look like that. People from high school and college were like, yo, she ain't look like this. And then, like you said, Rod, yeah, she started getting extensions. She was doing all these things. She had legally changed her name,
Well, so the
to
way I
to an
define,
African name. Like, I don't know, bro.
but see, this is the thing. The way I define a culture vulture is someone who is not of the culture that looks to profit from the culture
Hmm.
She did profit, bro. She was
hold on, without actually like wanting to be a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? So the reason I don't see Vlad,
got you, got you.
so the reason I don't
Hmm.
see Vlad as a vulture is because he don't look like us, but he put himself into the culture and he's a part of it and he pays
Hmm.
homage to it and he respects it and you can tell there's a genuine love for it. And
Hmm.
so with old girl, I feel the same way about her. She wasn't born this way. She did make some kind of odd changes. I think it is kind of extreme, but I don't really see her profiting, and maybe she made some kind of profit that and when I say profit, I mean profit as in I'm just here for the money kind of thing. I don't see
Hmm.
anything wrong with being successful. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But it's just like Donald Trump, for example. I would say he was a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a time, bro, Donald Trump used to hang out with all the rappers before he was a president.
He
Hmm.
was
All the
in there,
rappers. He used to party
yeah.
with. He used to party with all the athletes and whatnot. He used to party with all of them. You know what I'm saying? And clearly he was a culture vulture. Um, so so yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't lump her in that, bro. Like, because I don't think there was any ill intent with what she did. She really she wanted to be a part of the struggle, and she was NAACP. I would say that she was, unless she did something terrible, and I don't know what she did in the NAACP as far as like her tenure there. Did they elevate? Did it fall apart under her? I don't really know. But my thought is,
She got caught with welfare fraud.
yo, that she definitely part of the culture.
So that's why I said. You was like didn't profit. You was like didn't profit. I'm like, she profited, bro.
Bro, welfare fraud. That's part of our culture. No, let me stop. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, she got hit with welfare fraud though.
You know, one thing I'll say, and this is kind of switching gears, man, but I wanted to say earlier, you know, Megan Thee Stallion dropped the album Traumazine. Bro, that album was dope, bro. I know probably a lot of people, I don't know if y'all listen to it or not, but I like Megan Thee Stallion.
I honestly didn't, bro.
Megan Thee Stallion. Now, mind you, I'm not going to sit here and listen to it from start to finish over and over again. You know, there's going to be some skips on there, obviously. But the title track is called NDA.
Are you twerking while you listening to that, man?
This is why I don't like y'all, bro. This is why I don't talk to y'all.
Body yada 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 yada.
No, those are the skips. No, but bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a dope album. I like the album, bro. Like, I think she's good, man, and also, you know, I'm biased. I'm from Texas, and she does have kind of an old school Texas style, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like her style is very much late 90s, early 2000s to me. There's a lot of remnants there. So like the whole I didn't come down, you know what I'm saying? That kind of, you know, that kind of flow. She has a lot of that flow. And honestly, that's why I like it too, man. And she got some Texas legends. Like she got some songs on there, bro. Like, of course, the singles, twerking and stuff like that, but the whole album is actually not like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the twerking is a part of her character, but I also think she just does that to get some attention. You know what I'm saying? Because she got some cuts on there. Matter of fact, just if you don't listen to the whole thing, just listen to the first song, NDA. It's the title, not the title track, but it's the very first song. And it's an actual hip hop song. She's not rapping about twerking or nothing like that. It's a hip hop song. Man, do yourself a favor, listen to it, man, and get at me afterwards. And you can be like, oh, okay. I guarantee you're going to be like, okay, all right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to take your word for it. We're going to see, man.
Now, I'm not going to sit now, Rod. I want to say this. I'm not going to say that you're going to listen to the whole thing from start to finish. It ain't like that. But, you know, it's better than I think people would have thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll circle back. I'll circle back, man.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, another one in the books. One thing that I want to leave with is transformation isn't a future event, it's a present day activity.
Bars
yes,
right there, bro. So all right, man. So we're gonna check out, you know, Megan Thee Stallion. We're gonna take your word for it, bro. But even though you did try to convince Rod that Future, I don't know. We'll see.
That song was hard. You know, speaking of Future, right? So that song was hard. Let me tell you, he performed that song that I was telling y'all about, like Tell the Waitress, I don't drink like I sip lean. He performed that at Rolling Loud, bro. And because they actually streamed Rolling Loud this time. I watched part of it. And when that song came on, bro, the crowd went bananas, dog. That's all I'm saying. Hey, and then when that part came on, it's like, tell the waitress I don't drink liquor, I sip lean. He cut the music. The whole crowd chanting it. Like you could hear it clear as day. I'm telling you, bro.
Sheep.
The disrespect.
I love it.
Man.
I love it, bro. But on that note, man, we can pause of it and hear it word for word because they already know, bro. Kill the music.